while, John.
Wow.
Okay, go.
That camera gonna pick
Yeah,
up
it's
here?
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, it's April 29th, 2025. It's Tuesday. It's my pleasure and honor to be speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today, Mr.
Doing very good,
Jeckovich?
very good, thank you.
You're looking well.
Yeah.
You're looking well. I heard you had a special visitor today.
Oh, yeah, Amber, yeah.
Amber.
Yeah.
Amber Nicole Jeckovich stops by at least 4 or 5 days a week. That's Mr. Jeckovich's great-granddaughter, correct? Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Jeckovich just had a great-great-granddaughter this week.
Oh, yeah.
Named Ellie.
Yeah, I see her, yeah.
So Mr. Jeckovich has 5 generations going. 5 generations going. But Amber Nicole, she's a wonderful girl. She's a full-time missionary and an avid surfer. Even though she lives on the ocean, she can roll out of bed and be in the sand and in the waves. She's traveled the world surfing, right?
Yeah,
She's a
good.
great surfer.
Yeah.
And check out the short videos that she made with John.
And then, yeah, she made several short videos with Mr. Jeckovich, and we have about 400 going. So somewhere's in there, if you put an Amber Jeckovich, they made a lot of short videos. She's, as I said, a full-time missionary. She's got a great big heart, and she loves to visit 4 or 5 times a day, 4 times a week. And it's a big difference when you have someone like Amber that's Christocentric. They have a whole different way of looking on life. They think of others before themselves.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people today are simply egocentric.
Yeah.
And they just care about themselves and nothing else.
And we got something that came in from Yuma, Arizona,
Let me
from the
read this.
Madrid family. The Madrid family.
All right, let me see this.
Wow.
Madrid?
Yeah, Madrid's from Yuma.
This just came in from
Yuma, Arizona.
Yuma, Arizona, the Madrid family. Do you know the Madrid?
Madrid family.
Now, where'd you
Yuma,
get this?
Hold that
Arizona.
up for everybody to see, John.
Yeah.
Hold it up.
Where'd you get it?
Madrid family, Yuma, Arizona.
They have a ranch there.
They have a ranch there,
Oh,
and it's mostly a cattle ranch, and they're the 3rd generations living on the ranch in Yuma, Arizona.
yeah.
Okay, Madrid family.
Show
Thank
them
That's a
you.
the
nice
back.
shirt,
It's got
yeah.
a horse on the back.
Yeah, but hang it up, please,
Yeah.
yeah.
Show them the back.
Give him a thanks note.
I will I'll send a thank you note. Look at that.
Yeah,
There's a
Yeah.
horse on the back.
Yuma, Arizona.
Thank you, Madrid.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
their son right now is in the U.S. Army. He enlisted, and he's in his 3rd year, and he said they watch you overseas from time to time.
Yeah, is he overseas?
Yeah, the son is, yeah, it's very
Where is
nice.
he at?
Kuwait.
Kuwait, yeah, Kuwait. Yeah, that text just came in, and that came delivered this morning.
Yeah.
So that's good. So Mr. Jeckovich was in World War II as a teenager, and Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift, right?
All right.
Mr. Jeckovich? Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich, during his tour of duty in Europe, did you want to also go to the Pacific when the European...
No, I don't want to go to the Pacific,
You
no.
wanted to get the hell out of Europe when the war was over. Mr. Jeckovich, during World War II, he was shot by a sniper in the shoulder. He was beat up. He was stabbed. He was hit hard by a dirty bomb.
Lost a hip.
Lost a hip, trench foot, and frostbite. 80 years, Mr. Jeckovich.
I still got the frostbite.
80 damn years.
Yeah.
How's your frostbite today?
It's bad. It's
Bad,
bad, yeah.
Every day. Every day. And explain to us, you still have shrapnel in your body now by hitting by a dirty bomb. Explain to us what a dirty bomb is.
Well, they put bolts and all the razor blades and everything else in it. Then they drop it down on you.
Yeah. The Nazis were very devious people. They would put inside this bomb like old bolts and tools and razor blades and anything metal, so it did the most damage when it hit the young teenage Army, U.S. Army guys. In fact, that same bomb, that same dirty bomb that has shrapnel still in Mr. Jekovich's body, hit his buddy, Donald Lape, and it was devastating. It took off Donald Lape's head, and the only thing was left was Donald Lape's glasses were hanging off his ear.
Yeah.
Right. And then you took one dog tag number, and one dog tag, I should say.
So call his parents, wrote a letter to his parents.
And you wrote a beautiful letter to his parents.
Yeah.
Ironically, the story doesn't end here
I'm just looking at the time.
with Donald Lape's
24.
death. His brother, his younger brother, which is too young, I should say, to join the Army during World War II, he ironically lived only 2 blocks away from Mr. Jeckovich in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Didn't know it.
Didn't know it. We found out as we got an obituary notice, but it would have been wonderful if they knew it and they could talk about his hero brother, Donald Lape, and Mr. Jekovich's closest friend. So, during World War II, Mr. Jeckovich received the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart, the Army Good Conduct Medal, the American Campaign Medal, the European, African, Eastern Campaign Medal, with 3 Bronze Stars, a World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with deep clasp, German clasp, I should say, Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge, with a carbine, pistol, and machine gun bars. Wow. Marksman Badge with rifle bar, and Honorable Service lapel button during World War II. That's quite an accomplishment. And now we refer to these frontline fighters in World War II as humble heroes because they don't talk. We didn't know until just a few years ago, Mr. Jeckovich, as a teenage boy, he was frontline during many wars, including the Battle of the Bulge. The ones we usually hear from are the rear echelon.
Yeah.
What is the rear echelon?
The rear echelon, they're supporting the
Typing,
yeah.
bringing in food, records. We're not just saying they're not important, but the rear echelon that never seen the bloody battles.
Yeah, and they're the ones that are talking about it.
They did all the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did all the talking. One of the last battles Mr. Jeckovich was in the Battle of the Bulge. It was the coldest winter of record in the Ardennes forest, and no one would ever suspect that Hitler would take his last-ditch effort and send through 600,000 armed Nazis and 6,000 tanks through the Ardennes forest. It was an unprecedented situation. And what took place there, Hitler was basically at the end of his life. He was unhinged, and he'll do anything possible to kill more Americans and cause more damage. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah. Take care, Homer.
Okay, you too.
Take care, bro. Okay. And Hitler was unhinged at this time, and he would do anything possible.
Sit in that chair.
Yeah, I'll stay for it. Anything possible to cause damage to the Americans and do damage.
Yeah.
So Mr. Jeckovich was caught in a predicament where no one expected this. No one expected this. They were in Bastogne, and they actually became surrounded by the Nazis. And he could not get air support. The weather was horrific, snowing, cold. Couldn't get a plane in. Couldn't get a paratrooper in. For 3 days they were told, do not let the Nazis take Bastogne. Do not let it. And they didn't. Their casualties were high, 80%.
Yeah.
80% casualties. Mr. Jeckovich is lucky to be here. And then when the skies cleared up, we had great paratroopers came in, air support, and then they kicked the Nazis' ass back, even though the Americans are outnumbered 10-1, maybe 20-1. And that was pretty much the end of World War II for the European theater. Shortly after that, as I said, Hitler was unhinged at this time. He was completely psychotic. He committed suicide. And the war in the Pacific was still going on.
Oh, yeah.
And all the young guys that just got their ass beat in the Battle of Bulge, I mean, they won the war, but they took a beating, were worried that they're gonna be sent to the Pacific.
Oh, yeah. Just sweated that out.
Yeah, you sweated that out. But there was only one guy that wanted to go,
Patton,
Patton.
yeah.
He wanted to, once the European war slowed down, he wanted to get right back to the action in the Pacific. But what took place was he was on a non-related combat accident in an automobile.
Yeah, they got killed there.
That took his life, yeah. That took his life. So when Mr. Jeckovich entered World War II, they were affectionately referred to as the Diaper Division. How come?
Well, they're all young kids, 33s.
Yeah. But after holding off Bastogne with unbelievable casualties, now they're referred to as the Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. And keep in mind, this is very important for listeners to know, there's less than 6,000 of these World War II combat vets left. There's less than 6,000 of these World War II combat vets. And we're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. So do the math. Do the math. So here's a real combat vet in front of you. His mind is like a library. If you have any questions, text Mr. Jeckovich at 407-366-0000. Text Mr. Jeckovich at 407-366-0000. Or for the residents of South and North Carolina, especially from Hague Point to Fusky Island, South Carolina, we have a little bit different language there. Text Mr. Jeckovich at 407-366-0000. 407-366-0000. Well, I'm going to read the book for a couple pages. What's your dog tag number?
42965.
Yeah. Okay, that's the passcode that opens up the books. Can I have a minute reading, please?
Yeah.
A minute reading?
17.
17. Mr.
Sit in that
Jeckovich.
chair, Dave. Come on. You dropped something, you step it on it. You got something on your foot.
No, that's fine.
Oh.
We're rearranging the studio. Stand by. Rearranging the studio. Stand by. Okay.
We gotta keep that door closed, they're all coming in now.
Yeah, we'll work it out. We'll talk after the air. But Mr. Jeckovich, we got tons and tons of text messages for you. But some of the text messages we always get, I don't know how many of these I get a day. It's like, Mr. Jeckovich, we've been listening to your book being read for the last year and a half. Where can I buy this book and how much?
You can't, it's not for sale.
So there you go. It's not for sale. You can't buy it. It's not written
No.
for money. Mr. Jeckovich does not need any money. It's written to share examples how younger people could have an easier life, a simpler life. Right?
Right.
And it takes Mr. Jeckovich from the age 11, when his father died, working his ass off with 3 different jobs, right from Russia, 3 different jobs to give his family and Mr. Jeckovich a better life. He died at the age of 43 of a heart attack. And so Mr. Jeckovich was the sole provider of his mother, Anna Targa Jeckovich, from age 11 to when she died at her age of 89, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very good book. It's a great example book for young people to know. It's very interesting. There's only one copy of his book and on record. That's at the World War II Museum in New Orleans. Actually, we're in the process of completing a complete full-size AI statue and recording a person of Mr. Jeckovich. It's probably 2 or 3 months away, 2 or 3 months away, and it'll be also in the World War II Museum in New Orleans. He'll look just like he is now. He'll answer questions, and it'll be all AI, and it'll be there for decades to come. So, The book was an example for teaching younger people on how to live the life. And some of the highlights I pulled from the book are quite simple. Some of the highlights pertaining to, generally, kids are going to have a tough life, a little bit harder life, and the mothers can't baby them, right?
Yeah.
So they could be able to survive on their own. Because during wars, we always will have wars. Don't be foolish. Don't be under the illusionary notion we'll never have wars. We have had wars for thousands and thousands of years, and if the world exists, we'll have wars for thousands and thousands of years to come. You're not getting around it. So you got to make your boys tough. If you don't make them tough, you're really hurting them badly. You're hurting them badly. So here's some of the examples. And this is a note that he made to his grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and not great-grandchild. Okay, here's some of the notes he made. I really like for them to know about hand-me-down clothes and homemade ice cream and leftover meatloaf sandwiches. I really would. Would your mother make homemade ice cream?
Oh, yeah.
How was it compared to the ice cream today?
Good. So hers is better, yeah.
Yeah, really. Uh-huh. I hope you learn humility by being humiliated, and that you learn honesty by being cheated. Big point, very important. I hope you learn to make your own bed and mow the lawn and wash the car. Here's a very important part where parents screw up their kids. And I really hope no one gives you a brand new car when you're 16 years old.
Yeah.
Bad deals. Let them earn it. They'll appreciate it. Let them earn it. It'll be good at least one time. You can see puppies being born and your old dog put to sleep. Very important. I hope you get a black eye. In fact, I hope you get 2 black eyes. I hope you get a black eye fighting for something you believe in. You got to fight for what you believe in. The man that can fight is a man that is right. I hope you have to share a bedroom with your younger brother, and it's all right to have them draw a line down the middle of the room. But when he wants to crawl in bed with you and under the covers because he's scared, I hope you will let him. When you want to see a movie with when your brother wants to see a movie with you, I hope you let him tag along. I hope you have to walk uphill to school and with your friends, and that you live in a town where you can do it safely. There's not too many towns that you can do it safely, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us about your experience simultaneously going to 2 high schools.
Going to high school?
Walking. Tell us how that would work.
Well, half a day I worked at Niagara Falls High School, the other half a day I stayed at Trott.
And then after Trott, where'd you go?
I went to Kresge's to work.
Wow.
Stock boy.
On rainy days when you have to catch a ride, I hope you don't ask the driver to drop you off 2 blocks away so you won't be seen riding with someone as uncool as your mom.
Oh boy, how do you figure that?
Yeah, one second. If you want a slingshot, many kids today don't want their mom dropping them off at school.
Oh.
That's what the gist of it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I hope, if you want a slingshot, I hope your dad teaches you how to make one instead of buying one. I hope you learn how to dig in the dirt and read books. Tell us about your book reading experiences.
I have all the books of the month club.
And then, where'd you get the books from? How did they get to you?
Every month they give you a copy of what the book is coming out, and sometimes they took it, sometimes they didn't take it.
Uh-huh. And was your mother against you reading books?
Yeah, well, to get some money, spending too much money.
And then how did you have to beat her to the mailbox?
Well, I beat her to the mailbox, and I put the books underneath the bed.
So you got there first because she was still working, right?
Yeah.
When you learn to use a computer, I hope you also learn to add and subtract in your head. I hope you get teased by your friends when you have your first crush on a girl, and when you talk back to your mother that you learn what ivory soap tastes like. I don't care, it's probably most important part of what I'm reading. I don't care if you try a beer once, but I hope you don't like it. And if a friend offers you dope or a joint,
He's not a friend.
he's not a friend. I hope you realize he is not a friend. That's a very important point So many people are so screwed up on this liquor and beer. Their lives are shot. They become slaves to it. And so many people, this whole drug scene is totally wrong. Oh, it's just marijuana. No, marijuana is no good for you. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's entry level to something else. But I could be more creative in marijuana. No, that's the big lie. You're not more creative. It's a big lie. Just stay away from both marijuana and liquor and beer. Stay away, right?
Right,
You
right.
only fuck up your life and you'll never come back. Okay, let's see. I sure hope you make time to sit on the porch with your grandma or grandpa and you go fishing with your uncle. May you feel sorrow at a funeral and joy during the holidays. I hope your mother punishes you when you throw a baseball through your neighbor's window, and that she hugs and kisses you at Christmas time when you give her a plaster mold of your hand. These are the things I wish for you: tough times and disappointment, hard work and happiness. To me, it's the only way to appreciate life. So
Right,
true,
you're right, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, there it is. So, how about some minutes here?
Huh?
Minutes? Let's see. Do you feel like answering any questions?
So go ahead.
8.
Wow. Mr. Jeckovich, has a public speaker ever made a big impression on you?
No.
No. What school principal, Mr. Jeckovich, had changed the direction of your life?
About my life?
Yeah, school principal.
Be honest with everyone and be receptive to people that need your help.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, as a boy, what type of books did you like to read?
History books, English books, yeah.
Then how'd you learn about the trade of woodworking and electrical? Did you have a lot of those?
I picked up myself, yeah.
Oh, okay. Mr. Jeckovich, you had at least 4 girlfriends during World War II. We read this in your book. How many times have you been engaged?
None.
So all these girlfriends, you didn't get asked for their hand?
No, I don't know.
Okay, just one time. And by the way, you asked to be your wife, Delphine Stulak, and you asked for her hand of marriage in the Roman Catholic Basilica in Tonawanda, New York. And after she accepted, you two walked to the altar in the Basilica and you prayed for a long and happy marriage. How did that turn out?
Well, 69 years.
Yeah, I guess your prayers were answered. Yeah, I guess your prayers were answered. Yeah. Yeah. I guess your prayers were answered. Mr. Jeckovich, did you fight a lot with your brothers and sisters?
No.
Mr. Jeckovich, you were married for 69 long and wonderful years. Tell us what qualities and traditions make a good marriage.
Well, you love the person you married. That's the biggest one right there.
Right. Mr. Jeckovich, you were married in Buffalo, New York, I understand.
Yeah.
What was your wedding day like?
It was cold and it was February.
I see. And Mr. Jeckovich, tell us about your honeymoon.
Went to Poconos.
And tell us what the Poconos is for those who haven't been there.
It's a recreation area. It's very nice. We went back there with the kids when they got older, yeah. We went back there a
Was there
couple times.
Snow?
Yeah, it was snow. We went tobogganing, ice skating.
And what was the lodge like?
Lodge was good, well equipped, good
Good
food.
food?
Good
Yeah.
food, yeah.
Mr. Jeckovich, what advice would you give to your grandchildren on his or her wedding day?
I heard the wedding day.
What advice would you give to your grandchildren on his or her wedding day?
Have a good time on your honeymoon and lose some of the habits you got now.
Uh-huh. And work together, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, love one another right off the bat.
Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, who was your favorite sibling when you were growing up? Out of your two brothers and sisters, which one was your favorite?
Probably, it wasn't Looky was never around. Steve, probably, Steve.
Steve,
Yeah, well, he
okay.
passed away early though, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. What do you remember the most about your father?
About my father,
Yeah,
he was a hard worker.
hard worker. Marion Jeckovich came in legally from Russia through Ellis Island, and he worked 3 different jobs to give Mr. Jeckovich and his family a better life. Unfortunately, he worked like a slave, and he died of a massive heart attack laying cement at the age of 43. 100 and some years ago, when these immigrants came in legally, they came here to better the United States and better their family. They came here to work. Today, illegal immigrants come in simply to work the system.
Yeah.
Work the system. They never gave the immigrants and Marion Jeckovich anything, but even if the government offered these immigrants 100
No.
or 25, they never would accept.
No.
Never would accept. So there's a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
A huge difference, yeah. And then when your father died of a heart attack at the age of 43, that's how this book ties in, Their Mother's Sons that Mr. Jeckovich wrote. Oh, by the way, how many pages is the book?
849.
849, wow. That's a lot of time and thought. How were you notified of your father's death?
Well, the police knocked on the door at 8 o'clock that night and they said, your father got hurt, he's in the hospital, we'll take you there.
So they said he was hurt.
Yeah.
So you got in the police car at your house, 3063 Orleans Avenue.
Yeah.
Did you sit in the back seat or the front?
That's in the back.
And when you got there, what happened next?
But they dropped me off, and I went and asked the nurse where my father was, and she said he's downstairs.
Now red flags are going off.
Yeah.
So you thought you were going to go like the second, or,
I thought I'd go up in the hospital room or
and he
something.
busted his ankle or wrist or
Yeah.
something. So you went downstairs. Where was that?
That was the morgue.
And what did you see in the morgue?
Well, they showed me where my father was. His eyes were closed, had a little cement on his head, foot, on his pants, on his face and that.
Minute?
Minute and 40.
He said he had a heart attack.
Wow. And then what did they tell you to do next?
To go through his pockets.
And what did you find in his
I
pockets?
found that Prince Albert can of tobacco and those papers they rolled it in
What
the
else?
keys to the house.
What else?
And
Change?
changed some quarters, a couple of quarters of a dime or something.
Was your father a heavy smoker?
Well, he smoked outside, never smoked in the house.
Did your mother smoke?
No,
Did your brother smoke?
no,
Did your sister smoke?
no.
No. So you came from a non-smoking family.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then from that point, you start taking care of your mother full time.
yeah.
How old were you?
About 11 or 12.
How old were you when you took care of mom and your mom? How old were you?
What for what?
He was about 11 or 12. he was
Okay,
it.
yeah.
And then what about your two brothers? Did they,
How old? What was the question?
when your father died?
How old I was? I was 17.
When your father died?
Yeah.
And then
Well,
from that
probably
point,
younger. Probably younger.
well, yeah, much younger. And did your two brothers help care for your mother?
No.
Did your sister help care for your mother?
Well, my sister was around because she's younger.
Yeah. So that's where the book came from, Their Mother's Sons. It takes Mr. Jeckovich on a journey from a young boy to when his mother passed away at 89.
8
yeah.
seconds.
And that's why you basically wrote it, right?
Yeah.
Their Mother's Sons.
Yeah.
Did all your brothers get